Critics always hate the films we think are great, but only one appreciates them all. He serves us every day, he keeps the trolls at bay, though he may be a shade delusional. The shelter of his mouth is moist, he will not give you any choice. Agree with him or else, because he is the film defender.
Your commanders have committed a crime I cannot forgive.
Now, shall we begin? What did you say? The glass. You can't speak through the glass. I can't hear you. No, what are you saying? I don't know what you're saying in there. No, I can't hear you.
I said, this is such a more wholesome activity than the film destruction that you're usually doing.
But film destruction is just so much better. And I am better. Come on. Say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Say it!
Fine. Better at what?
Everything.
Well, be that as it may, I think I've come up with a way to get you out of this prison.
Oh, really? How?
Well, for one thing, it's not really that well fortified, but also, I'm pretty sure if you agree to defend a movie with me, they'll let you go.
You can't tell, but I'm smiling suspiciously.
Welcome to episode 16 of The Film Defender, serving the public good one underrated movie at a time. With the new release of Star Trek Beyond in theaters, we figured it was about time that we came to the long overdue defense of Star Trek Into Darkness.
While initially enjoyed by audiences and critics, this film came under severe backlash to rival that of The Dark Knight Rises.
But is that criticism justified? Of course not. I mean, this is the Film Defender you're talking to here. With that, let's get into these complaints, shall we?
We shall.
Objection number 1.
Spock would hate this movie. There's no logic to it.
Well, if that's the case, then he would hate Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan as well. Just saying.
I mean, they don't realize that SETI Alpha 6 has been destroyed?
Wouldn't it be kind of obvious by, I don't know, counting the number of planets in the system?
Was there no debris or remnants of this obliterated planet that subsequently destroyed the ecosystem of its neighbor?
Anyway, I could go on, but I don't want this to turn into cinema sins, no matter how much some of you might want me to.
What?
The point is, it's curious to me how one-sided some of this hypercritical nitpicking is.
If you're going to do that for one movie, you have to do it for the rest of the series as well.
Into Darkness is no more egregious in that respect than any other Trek film in the series.
And that's what happens when you boldly go where no one's gone before.
Objection number 2.
They cannot violate the Prime Directive so nonchalantly.
That's right, because they've never violated the Prime Directive before.
Never. But there was that one time.
Or those 9 times.
I think this is a really good jumping off point for the story, as it shows the crew together and working on a standalone mission, reintroduces us to all the characters we loved from the first film, and sets up the emotional conflict between Kirk and Spock that will play out later. So why did they violate the Prime Directive?
Well, as Spock so eloquently states,
the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
I would personally have a hard time not rescuing an animal from death while filming a nature documentary, let alone an entire planet.
Particularly given Spock's history with planets being destroyed, I think for him it would be worth the violation in order to rescue a population from extinction. As you can see, we are also trekking into darkness, so bear with us as we transition to a new location during this spoiler alert!
Yeah, well, that's better. Now that we've made our trek into lightness, let's go ahead with objection number 3.
Who in their right mind would bring back Khan? No one can touch Ricardo Montalban.
Wait, did you mean for that to rhyme? What is this, an epic rap battle between the Defender and the Aggressor?
There's only one Con with a reputation that lasts. It's Ricardo, who eats Cumberbatch for breakfast. His character is not just better in the script, but he's chewing up those lines of Dusty Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, Ricardo loves his breakfast food, especially ham. He couldn't even audition for J.J. Abrams. He's smug, sure, like Doctor Strange and tons of stuff. My Con don't need a plastic just to make him look tough.
Montalcon or Cumberbatch? Is it Montalcon or Cumberbatch? Is it Montalcon or Cumberbatch? Is it Montalcon or Cumberbatch?
Anyway, I think the point is that Cumberbatch more than holds his own and delivers on a character that we all know and love in a totally new way.
He's got such a range of emotion that he can play that we don't really know how evil he is until we get to the final reveal.
He's every bit as intelligent and cruel as his reputation suggests, and there are some moments of horror that legitimately give me chills.
However, he also sells me on his complete devotion to his crew when he delivers that stellar monologue while in captivity.
It's fascinating to see what would happen if Khan were discovered early thanks to the Romulan threat from the last movie, and it far exceeded my expectations in that regard. Objection number 4.
So what is Admiral Marcus's motivation again? I just do not get it.
He wants to start a war with the Klingons for the same reason that all wars are fought. Power. His love of power is further demonstrated by his confiscation of Khan and his crew, believing them to have knowledge that will help him achieve his ends.
Plus, there's a reason why someone like that wants the biggest, baddest ship in the fleet. And no, he's not compensating for anything. Well, maybe he is.
Either way, Marcus gets proper retribution for his actions when a furious Khan crushes his skull in his bare hands. Wow. Into darkness indeed. Objection number 5.
OMG, are they really using Khan's blood to cure death?
Okay, I don't entirely blame people for this complaint, except for the fact that this is a science fiction movie taking place hundreds of years in the future that features teleportation, time travel, a world creation device, and plenty of other unrealistic ideas.
After the eugenics war, which spawned the creation of a super species, it isn't too much of a stretch to believe that Khan's blood holds the cure to someone who has recently passed.
If shocking someone back to life can work with today's technology, who's to say they couldn't synthesize a serum or simply perform a blood transfusion to cause Kirk's cells to regenerate more quickly?
The point is, there's so much about this world that we don't understand, and if we're being honest, probably couldn't happen anyways, that it seems a little silly that we point out this as implausible.
To those who say this comes out of nowhere, perhaps you forgot the scene at the very beginning of the movie where Khan saves a little girl's life in exchange for a suicide bomber. Objection number 6.
Captain, these callbacks to these better track movies, they must stop.
Okay, I've got to say this right now. I take issue with the idea that The Wrath of Khan is so much better than this movie. In fact, I rewatched it recently, and it wasn't nearly as good as I remembered.
The Genesis device is far less probable than Khan's blood. The so-called action scenes are downright corny by today's standards, and William Shatner's acting is teetering on hilarity, and it's one of his better efforts.
Into Darkness certainly pays homage to that film in many ways, primarily with the death of Kirk instead of Spock, which is almost word for word. But the overall story couldn't be more different.
Yes, it has Carol Marcus, but what other similarities are there really?
I'm getting sick of people acting like Wrath of Khan is some untouchable classic, when in reality it's just a good movie that stands head and shoulders over the others in the original series.
There are just as many logical inconsistencies as this movie has, but perhaps because it's so nostalgic, people give it a pass. Hypocrisy, I tell you!
Yeah, just stop. In closing, Star Trek Into Darkness is a fast-paced, emotional, and entertaining sequel to the 2009 reboot, with sharper visuals, a darker and more complex villain, and the promise of exciting new entries to come. Star Trek Into Darkness's updated status: defended. What did you think of Star Trek Into Darkness? Whether attacking or defending, join the fight in the comments section below. And even though we've gotten a lot of requests from you guys, continue to suggest those movies you love that deserve a strong defense. You can email me, tweet me, post to my Facebook page, or comment your suggestions below.
And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more defenses to come.
And until next time,
The defense rests.
Action.
can't say action.
Lara thinks that's what you have to do.
Now, shall we begin? I cannot do his voice.
Take 55.
Yeah.
Take 55. Now, shall we begin?
Wait, what am I doing?
Just film. And then you'll film him.
I can't hear you though. I just won! But film destruction is so much better.
You forget your next line.
No? I thought I was
And I
it.
am better.
Oh, shoot, it is I am. I'm sorry, I screwed that one up.
That's a good blooper because there's just this awkward pause.
I said, this is such a better. What's my one?
Such a more better idea. But film destruction is more of a passion. What's going on? I had something.
Better at what?
Everything! Oh, don't do that one. Don't do that one.
I think they'll let you go if you agree to defend a movie with me again.
Done.
Fine. Better at what?
Everything.
You gonna go?
You didn't go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Alright, here we go. Okay. That circle's gonna change so many times.
You can't tell, but I'm smiling suspiciously.
Oh, that's so good. I've sold my own.
You can't tell.
You can't tell. Gosh, I have to shave my mustache. I must ask you a question. While initially... Gosh, what was it? Initially enjoyed. While initially enjoyed by audiences and critics...
Jeez.
I can't catch a break.
It just pulls on it just enough. Maybe if we stretch.
Looks like I have boobs. It really does. This shirt is sitting on me so weird right now.
It's the angle of the camera. Oh, man.
Okay.
Now that's all I can see. Just lean in. That way.
That's what happens when you go where no one has gone before. We're boldly.
In a bold fashion.
In a bolder fashion than most. And that's what happens when you boldly go, you know? You just go and boldly.
You're just going all over the place.
You just get going boldly.
With boldness. It's too bad you can't have your mustache show up for some of these. You need to get it long enough to where it like puffs in the wind as you're talking.
Nope, this thing is coming off. Gonna take my trimmer mustache and just... They cannot violate the Prime Directive so chalantly.
Chalantly.
I mix so and non.
Yes.
So chalantly. Okay, you ready? Yeah, I'm gonna try this again. Maybe not. Maybe I'm kind of liking it now. Maybe it's lighting. I'm kind of liking the lighting now.
Okay, you can be up here if you lay down.
Who in there? I gotta get this off me. Okay.
Don't have a hurry.
Who in their right mind? Who in their right mind would bring back Khan? No one can touch Ricardo Montenball and However, he also sells me phone. Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Would you look at that? Phone. His life was his crew, and then his crew was taken in a different reality.
Yeah, it's true.
Timelines.
Those bloody timelines.
Will get you every time.
Yep. Better watch out.
You better watch your timelines.
They're coming to get you.
They're gonna get you.
Was discovered early things.
We were in timelines.
It was a different timeline. It got me.
You should have watched out for that timeline.
Yeah. Sneaky little bugger.
He was surely not paying attention to timelines. What he was doing.
Can't ignore him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Gotta pay attention to them timelines. Yep,
They'll get you.
they'll get you every time.
I feel like Western music should be playing.
I know. Hey boy, you better watch them timelines. Watch out them timelines. Unlimited power! I kind of liked how I said empire.
Empire.
The Klingon Empire.
Darn tootin', he just done did that. Your crew needs oxygen, mine does not. I will target your life support systems, and then I will board your ship and walk over your cold corpses.
Now,
Shall we begin?
you do that so much better. We're going to get back down on this talk of timelines. Here we go. Buckle up. Get on that timeline.
Get back on that timeline.
Jump right back up on there and get on that timeline.
You love doing that.
I know. It's when you edit, I'm sure you see it like when you're not looking. I'm just like.
Also, to those who say this comes out of nowhere, perhaps you forgot.
That's awesome. There are just as many logical inconsistencies in this movie. Maybe you're just eating them consonants for dinner.
Maybe.
Maybe they're in a different timeline.
And you know what we say about them timelines.
You just got to get right back up on that timeline.
Just keep circling like an ever-going wheel. Also, is there a movie you love that deserves a strong defense?
True Grit.
We know.
True Grit.
Yeah, we know. We've gotten tons of... Okay, let me try that again. Also, is there a movie you love that deserves a strong defense? Like True Grit for this guy? If so, comment them below. Email them to me. Comment on Facebook or whatever, because I'm not going to continue with this take because it's crap.
Thank you. I was like, can we start over now? Subscribe to the channel.
Or else you'll hear more about timelines. Pow, 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 pow.
True Grit!